You recognize the specific weight of this fatigue. It is the exhaustion that comes from absorbing the anger, the sadness, and the constant chaos of the people closest to you. You take on the role of the fixer under the assumption that if you can carry enough of their pain, they will finally reach a state of happiness that allows you to feel safe. Framing this behavior as high empathy or a moral virtue overlooks the mechanical reality. You are attempting to win a psychological war that cannot be won through endurance. Managing the emotional state of others requires you to prioritize their stability over your own needs, leading to a consistent pattern of self-abandonment. This savior role functions as a survival mechanism. It creates a temporary sense of purpose that distracts from the internal instability you haven't yet addressed. It is easy to conclude that your pain is a direct result of external forces, the unpredictable actions or the poorly chosen words of the people around you. Carl Jung's framework of depth psychology suggests a different mechanic. External events only possess the power to cause lasting distress when they land upon an existing, unhealed wound within your own psyche. Focusing on the suffering of others is often a psychological maneuver to avoid the mirror. It feels safer to diagnose someone else's chaos than to confront your own history. This illustrates the illusion of control. You deflect external chaos by molding others' behavior, hoping their transformation grants security. But it fails. While you exhaust energy maintaining the shield, the internal structure you protect remains fractured, deteriorating from neglect. If your well-being depends on other people changing their behavior, your happiness is effectively held captive by actions you do not control. You have to ask why your life consistently features people who require fixing and who ultimately drain your energy. Attributing this repetition to bad luck or fate obscures the active role of the unconscious mind in selecting these dynamics. The nervous system often seeks out familiar chaotic dynamics. To a brain conditioned by early turbulence, familiarity, even when painful, registers as a state of survival. By shielding others from the natural consequences of their actions, you stall their growth while simultaneously depleting your own capacity to live. Using the chaos of others as a permanent distraction keeps your own development in a state of suspension, leaving your potential unactualized. No one is coming to save you, and you were never responsible for the salvation of others. Accepting this is the first step towards sovereignty. The next time someone brings you their chaos, practice the protocol of inaction. Sit with the intense discomfort of doing nothing to fix the situation. Your internal programming will likely label this boundary as cold or selfish. Recognize that this reaction is simply the survival mechanism attempting to re-establish the old, draining pattern. Resilience comes from the integration of your own wounds. When you are no longer running from yourself, external storms lose the internal hooks they need to dismantle your peace. Dropping this burden results in a sudden return of emotional energy, resources that were previously spent managing the moods and crises of everyone else. This energy fuels individuation, the process of becoming the person you actually are, rather than the character others expect you to play. This path involves sacrifice. Some people will walk away when you stop fixing them, but this leaves space for connections built on reality rather than utility. You are the result of a long-term strategy to find safety by healing everyone else, a path you took when facing your own history felt impossible. That chapter is now closed. If you are ready to reclaim your own life, leave the phrase, "I choose to let go," in the comments as a symbolic declaration of your new identity.